And right now we're talking baseball with Matt Adams, the former Cardinal. Why am I saying Matt Adams? It's Big City. That's how folks know him. And he's going to be retiring officially this week. A ceremony at Busch Stadium, sort of fitting where it all began. Drafted by the Cardinals, debuted in 2012. Matt, great to have you on the program. How's your world these days?
Pretty busy these last couple of days with the announcement of the retirement and whatnot, but super excited and super stoked that and grateful that the Cardinals were able to pull this off, and that they're welcoming me and my family to come down and celebrate my career.
Yeah, I think we've seen this in football where players will come back and do like a one-day contract and officially retire with the team they played the bulk of their career for. I haven't seen it as much in baseball. How does that come about? Is it you, your agent, you reach out? How do you get this done?
Yeah, we, I kind of, after the season in Mexico was over, kind of, got home and took a deep breath and just, kind of chatted with my wife about what was next. And we kind of got talking about how cool it would be. This is home now for us, and just how cool it would be whenever I was ready to announce my retirement to reach out to the Cardinals and see if they'd be willing to, do the honorary one-day contract for me to be able to retire a Cardinal. And I reached out to Mo, have a pretty good relationship with him from my playing days with the Cardinals, and I just reached out to him and took a shot. Didn't know what the answer was going to be, but I figured the worst case scenario he would say no, but at least I tried. But he got back to me and said that they would be able to do their best to make it work, and just super, like I said, super grateful that it came to be, and just looking forward to tomorrow night at the ballpark.
Very cool for a 23rd round pick coming out of Slippery Rock. What did you think when they drafted you? 23rd round, is your goal just to get a big league at bat? Or are you thinking big back then?
No, I always, my dream was always to play and have a career at the big league level. And as soon as, I heard my name called at the draft, I knew that was day one. That was when the real work started, and showed up and hit the ground running. Had, Shilty as my first pro ball manager. So I got to learn from one of the best, and just really, really had fun with it. And just, I think at that point, 23rd round, there's guys in the big leagues that, that went later than the 23rd round. But I think, the odds tell us that we're not supposed to make it. And where I came from, where I grew up, where I went to school, like those guys don't really make it. But I wanted to be different, and just showed up and really put my head down and got to work and busted my butt, and just wanted to give myself the best chance, and it all worked out the way that God had it planned.
Am I crazy, or did one spring training, I feel like Bill Parcells really liked you or would talk to you a bunch or would mention, or didn't Parcells take a liking to you?
Yeah, he did. I think it was like 2 or 3 years in a row he showed up at spring training, and we got to just chat behind the BP Turtle, and I don't know if he was trying to recruit me to switch sports and try to come over and play in the NFL, because back then I was big city. So I don't know what how that came about, but that was really cool. Being a sports fan and being able to talk to one of the great NFL coaches, it was great.
And when did that name stick? Was it spring training? I think Freeze overheard it, but has anybody taken claim for the nickname?
Yeah, it was Freeze was definitely the one that kept it rolling, but Berkman was actually Lance Berkman was the one that actually threw it out there and started it, because he came up to me, knew where I was from, small out in the country town, and big dude, and he came up, put his arm around me, and was like, "I'm tired of these big guys being nicknamed Big Country, so we're going to call you Big City." And just kind of stuck, and really, really cool nickname. I love it. My teammates love it. It's been a lot of fun being able to ride with that nickname throughout my career.
But it's crazy because I texted somebody the other day and I said, I thought I had Matt Adams' phone number, but I guess I don't. They sent it back. And then when I start messaging it, it pops up in my phone, but I had it under Big City. It didn't even have your name on it. How about for friends and family outside of baseball? Did it stick with them?
Yeah, I mean, obviously close family, they call me Matt or Matthew if I'm in trouble. But friends, friends, teammates, close acquaintances, they'll drop the city in there, and they keep it going for sure. And I love it. I love that. It's not just a nickname on the field, but it's kind of off the field as well. So we'll do our best to keep it rolling.
Was any of it the background, smaller town guy, but bigger guy, so kind of a joke a little bit about your weight? Was that part of it?
Yeah, I mean, Lance didn't say that to my face, but I definitely kind of read the writing on the wall. So I'm gonna think that all was in play with that decision to come up with that nickname. But love it. It stuck, and that's what the game, like the guys in baseball and everybody, that's what they remember me as. And I think it's pretty cool to have a nickname that stays with you.
And then you lost a bunch of weight, got real fit, and I think we joked, "Oh, now he's just a community or a municipality." I mean, we had a ton of fun with that. Tell me, and I know is your wife from St. Louis?
She's from Highland Park, suburb of Chicago, okay. But she's been living here in St. Louis. At the time she's worked with professional athletes for 20 plus years, training them, helping them get the most out of their bodies. And the Cardinals brought her down to spring training in 16. And kind of talked with a group of guys, put us through a Pilates session, and after that one session, my body felt great, and I was still a bigger guy at the time, but kind of up to that point had some crazy injuries that kept me off the field for some time, and I knew if I wanted to, keep playing this game at a high level, and I wanted to get the most out of my career, that I needed to make a change. So I sat down with her towards the end of spring training and asked if she'd be willing to, listen to my story and be willing to help me out, lose some weight, get my body in a better position to withstand a long season. And throughout the season, came up with a plan and a program in place. And 16, after that season, it was the first season, off season, where I stayed in St. Louis full time and lost 30, I think it was close to 40 pounds, 37, 38 pounds, and over 10% body fat, and just came back spring training in 17, super healthy, felt great, and felt like my body was finally in a position to where, I could withstand, 162 game plus season at the highest level.
See, now Parcels would say, all right, I was going to have you on my O-line. Now you're a linebacker. He'd shift you. And I wonder, for somebody who has – but part of your size is your strength, too. Did you worry at all, hey, man, I might lose a little bit of, my power?
At first, that was definitely a thought that was in the back of my mind, because I never trained like this before. But, getting into the batting cages every week and, hitting with the data and seeing the numbers, the numbers were higher than they ever were for me. So I knew that I was doing things right. But whenever I showed up to spring training, I definitely losing all that weight so fast. I think I lost it in 3 months or whatnot. I definitely lost some muscle with it. So it took me, the first month of spring training, it was still kind of feeling like I felt a little weak, not super weak, but just not like myself. So there was definitely a transition phase to where took my body a little bit to feel great back out on the ball field doing, operating at a high level. But no, I settled right in and I didn't worry about that from then on.
Matt Adams, our guest, the former Cardinal, Big City, official retirement from Major League Baseball Wednesday before the Cards-Pirates games. Played 2012 through 2017 in St. Louis. Played for the Cardinals twice, the Nationals twice, the Braves twice. That's when you know you're a good guy, when they want you back, multiple places. But let's talk about that era when you got here, because Berkman, you mentioned, was still around. Carlos Beltran was coming through here. Holiday was here. I mean, there were just some great veteran players for you, a young guy, I would think, to sort of just learn from, even if they weren't hands-on, just observing.
Yeah, no, I mean that's exactly what I did. I was very, very fortunate and super grateful that I was part of those teams of, like you said, baseball greats, learning from the game's best, and some of them were hands on, some of them just kind of led by example, and who I am as a person. I showed up early, got my work in, and then I was able to watch those guys go about their business and learn from them what it takes, how to come up with a routine, a daily routine to where you're ready to go when those lights come on at 7:00 every night to go out there and perform at your best. And, that's what helped shape me to be, the player that I was throughout the course of my career, and even more so the person that I am off the baseball field.
Well, had a great time in terms of winning. A lot of October moments, 2012, 13, 14, even making the playoffs in 15. You, of course, famous for the swing off Kershaw. Boy, that play has been – I mean, the Cardinals have a ton of incredible October moments, but, man, that swing against Kershaw, a decisive swing, sending the Cardinals to the NLCS, it's part of the Cardinal legend. How cool for you, and how much fun is it for you that will live on forever?
Yeah, it's awesome. You just talking about it right now, just, I got the chills over here thinking about that moment, and, probably seeing it a few times up on the Jumbotron tomorrow night at the ballpark. And, it's great. It's going to be great for me to be able to share that moment, with my family and my friends, my wife, just, and the fans, the fans at Busch and the Cardinal organization. It's amazing. And, I've had, guys that I played, separate dugouts come up to me during the game and was like, dude, I remember where I was when you hit that homer off Kershaw. It's just cool that that's a defining moment of my career. And nowadays I look back and if that would have been 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, I don't think I would have got that opportunity, because nowadays not many left-handed hitters get to face some of the game's best left-handed hitters. It's a lot of platoon situations, and the game's just different. So I'm super grateful that I have that moment under my belt, and I was able to, help our team move along deeper into October and play for a championship for sure.
I think the celebration added to it. It wasn't quite Carlton Fisk waving the ball fair at Fenway Park, but just the kind of double-barreled, I would call it like a forearm pump or whatever. It just added to it. And the Cardinals beat Kershaw in 2013 twice. That year, Marco Gonzalez was 2-0 in the NLCS, and Kershaw was 0-2. He's got great regular season numbers against the Cardinals, but isn't it crazy how back-to-back Octobers you guys were able to beat him?
Yeah, it's wild, and everybody thought that that he was tipping pitches and whatnot, that we had him, but for whatever reason, we hunkered down. We stuck our nose into the game, and we competed our butts off, and we were able to get to him. And he's going to go. He's one of the best pitchers to ever pitch in this game, and it's just kind of crazy to think about the 13 and 14, the amount of times that we were able to crack him and get to him. It was pretty special for us.
I remember seeing you in Washington. Then in 2019, the Nationals blast the Cardinals in that NLCS. Wasn't as exciting as some of the other Octobers around here. You win a World Series there, and that was a team. I mean, I don't think Dave Martinez was getting fired, but that team started really slow, and people were saying, "Man, there's too much talent. They got Soto and you got Rendon. How come they're not better?" And Strasburg. What do you remember about that team putting it together?
Yeah, I mean, we were 19 and 32 through our first 51 games, and we were at a rough part in the year, and we made a couple key additions with we got Gerardo Parra and Anibal Sanchez over there, and the two of them just kind of cracked everybody's shell and just got us moving everyone in the same direction, where we showed up and we wanted to we knew that we had the caliber to win. So they just a few changes in the clubhouse got everybody, moving in the right direction. It became more like a family after that point. Like everybody was pulling for one another. We wanted to go out there. Nobody was worried about their numbers. What this guy was hitting, how many home runs this guy has, what's the ERA, how many strikeouts I have. We showed up each and every night expecting to win. And that's early on with the Cardinals, that's what we did, like with so many great teams that I was a part of in the Cardinal organization. We showed up to the ballpark every day expecting to win, and that's what that Nationals team in 19 did after that rough start. And we got that confidence and that swagger, and we kept rolling with it. And we didn't look back.
And you guys won every road game, right? The World Series, every win was on the road.
Yeah, that was a wild World Series. We open up in Houston, take the first two, and then we lose the next three in DC, and then we go back to Houston and win the next two. It was just a wild World Series, but like very, very unique games and moments that I'll cherish forever.
Matt Adams, our guest, Big City, retiring from Major League Baseball officially as a Cardinal, the team he played for from 2012 to 2017. The shift was a deal back then. You're a lefty, but you were pretty good at not having to deal with it. Would you prefer playing now where it's banned, or do you think guys should have been able to adapt like we saw you do?
I definitely would have, my average probably would have been a little higher, would have had a few more hits under my belt if the shift was regulated like it is now. But I always thought that it was part of the game, but there's always going to be teams that kind of take it too far. You have four guys on one side of second base, or moving two guys at the outfield and playing with five outfield. Like, teams just got super creative, and I think the league did a good job of bringing baseball back to closer to where just baseball being baseball, and keeping two guys on each side of second base. I think it's smarter for the game. I think there's more strategy that goes into the game now. So it is what it is, but I definitely think I would have had a few more hits and a few more knocks under my belt if it would have been a little bit regulated back in the day.
All right, we'll end it with this. You guys always have incredible memories. How about first big league at bat, last big league at bat? Do you remember it pitch by pitch?
Dang, first big league at bat. Yeah, I only saw one pitch, and I got a knock up the middle in Dodger Stadium Sunday Night Baseball against Chad Billingsley. That was first MLB at bat. Last MLB at bat.
It's funny because guys never remember the last because they say, I didn't know it was going to be my last. That's what they always say.
Yeah, exactly. 21 was not a great year. Dealt with, went to the outside with the Rockies, put up some good numbers, worked hard to get the call up in 21 out of the outside, but fouled a ball off my shin and kind of cracked the casing of my shin and was just battling. That was my front leg hitting wise, so I really couldn't get into hitting off that front side and whatnot. So that was a kind of a rough year. So I really don't. I would like to just forget the whole.
Yes, what a terrible question. I retract.
No, you're good. You're good.
I retract the question. What a great first big league at bat at Dodger Stadium. He famously went deep against Clayton Kershaw. Now he's set to retire, and he lives in St. Louis year round. Let's end on that too. Just the fact you love it here, right? St. Louis is home.
Yeah. We live in Clayton, and we just being able to make a life and create a life with my wife, who I met in this game, and never knew that just starting friends and whatnot, and then just naturally getting together and developing a relationship. Like, this is home now. Got two stepkids. Just got an amazing family. We love it here. There's a lot to do. The people are amazing, and this is just our speed, and we look forward to living here years to come, and being able to just be around the community and give back to the community, and just keep calling this place home.
Matt, thanks so much for your time. Great to walk down memory lane. Sorry about that last at-bat question. We'll delete that for the record. But, hey, congrats on the retirement and enjoy the ceremony.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.